All right. So my name's Jack. Welcome to the interview.
I am Alex. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well. All right, we're just going to go ahead and ask you a few questions. Just answer them to the best of your ability. And, we're going to go ahead and get started, all right? So what are your strengths and or weaknesses?
I would say my biggest strengths are that I'm very organized and I'm very loyal to whatever cause I'm a part of.
Okay.
So even when I face any kind of challenges, I always try to make the best of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how hard the situation is, I'll come from it on top and coming from it a lot of experience and knowledge from that. So that's always something I gain whenever I'm in tough or challenging situations.
Great.
I would say my biggest weakness is probably my anxiousness or my anxious tendencies.
Okay.
But at the same time, those tendencies have always allowed me to work harder and to be more tenacious. And in those kind of ways, I've been able to get the most amount of work done, actually.
Very good. That's always a good thing to get, build off your weaknesses. So.
Right.
All right. So if you were to ask your previous colleague or professor, what would he or she say about you?
This person would say that I'm very hardworking and that I try relentlessly to get a solution whenever there is a problem that comes my way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always the kind of person that you can go to and just talk whenever you need help.
Okay.
And that I would talk to you in the most non-judgmental way possible, because I know through experience that when you start getting critical with someone who's in a very fragile state, in most situations that never works out well.
Right.
So,
very good.
Yeah.
All right. Next question is, how do you work under pressure?
In most situations, I work pretty well under pressure. It's always been really interesting to be posed with that question,
Mm-hmm.
because I felt like in the majority of my life I've never had to really work under pressure, because I have always done things ahead of time and accordingly.
Okay.
But in some situations where I've had it to just do things right at that very moment, I just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that if I wait to the last minute and do it, that it's never going to be done.
Right. Very good. All right. And next question is, what is your ideal work environment?
My ideal work environment is to be a part of a strong community
Mm-hmm.
that has the values and morals that I practice.
Okay.
But I also do appreciate solitude and just that time where I'm in my own little area, not necessarily confined, so to speak, because I do like to work with a group of people,
Mm-hmm.
but to kind of also have that space where you can be by yourself a little bit is also nice too. So I could see myself fitting in both situations, being alone but also in a group. I could handle either which way.
Awesome. Okay. All right, next, describe a time in your last position where you had to handle a particular conflict.
Well, in my high school, I was a peer mediator.
Mm-hmm.
Peer mediation was a club at my school, so I mediated certain conflicts that were going on between high school students. And I remember one particular instance of a girl and a guy who were in the same grade and didn't particularly get along, and now they are like really good friends. And
oh, cool.
So I felt like I was a big part of just making them both see both sides of where they were coming from, because in order to have a healthy relationship, you need to understand where each other is coming from. Otherwise, it's not going to go anywhere.
Right. That's interesting. They were both they didn't agree with each other, and you were able to kind of mend a relationship between them. So
right.
That's great. All right. So describe an ineffective teamwork situation in which you were involved in.
Well, I wouldn't say currently I'm in an ineffective teamwork situation, but I have had ineffective moments in a particular group project where in my macroeconomics group project, there was this guy who immediately stepped up as a team leader, even though in the group there was never an expectation of having a team leader. He just kind of took the position without any kind of consent from other group members, as well as him also specifying we're going to meet at this time, at this day, even though he'd never asked us what times worked for us, his other group members. So that was a little aggravating, but once he communicated to me where he was coming from, I accepted his apology,
Okay.
and we were able to then move on from that little moment and produce actual work and actually talk together. So I thought that was great.
Awesome. All right, Alex, that concludes the interview. I appreciate your time, and
Thank you.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you. It was nice meeting you.
Yes, you as well. All right. Let's see here. Oh, that's perfect. It's right.
Yeah, 6%.